Hey everyone, in today's Blender tutorial, I'm going to show you how to import an SVG graphic like this into Blender, and then I'm going to show you the right way to clean it up and so it can look more like this. Because when you import an SVG graphic, in most cases, you're going to have a mesh that looks like this, where it has a whole bunch of faces, and it's pretty hard to figure out how to actually clean this up correctly. So now I'm just going to jump into step by step on how to pull this off. Okay, so here we are in a brand new file. So what I'm going to do is just select everything with A, hit X, and then I'm going to delete everything. Then what I'm going to do is jump over into the top mode right here. And you have to already have your SVG image, logo, whatever it may be. You need to already have that created in something like Illustrator. Save it out as an SVG, and then you should be able to import it. So you're just going to go up into File, Import, SVG. So now once that's imported, what you're going to notice is it's probably going to be pretty small. So the good thing is when you work with SVGs and vectors, it doesn't really matter the size. So I recommend just kind of zooming in, or you can always scale it up. But I'm just going to zoom into the logo. And if I go into wireframe mode, you can see this is the mess that I showed you in the beginning. So you should notice that all of your layers should have this little like line right here. So if you open this up, this is showing that it's a curve. So what we need to do is convert it into a mesh first, and then we can start to mess around all these points. So I'm going to start with the W, which is the most complicated one because it has a little hole right here. So I'm going to zoom into here. So what you need to do is just right click on each one of these. And I like to just go over here and convert to mesh. So now I'm just going to go and do that for all the other ones. Okay, so now after you did that, you should notice all of your different layers are now going to have a different symbol over here in the outliner. So you can see it's no longer that little line. Now it's showing that it's a mesh. So now let's just go to each letter and show you how I like to convert everything. So what you need to do first is go into edit mode. So you can hit tab or just click up here to edit mode. And then select all of the vertexes. So you want to make sure you're on this one. Hit A. And then this is more optional, but if you have a more complicated mesh like the W right here, you're going to want to do something called merge by distance. So once you have everything selected, just hit M. And then this button right here says by distance. And then if you watch down here, way in the bottom, it should say remove some vertices. So in this case, it removed 45 vertices. So from my understanding, what that's doing is it's removing some extra vertices that are here that are kind of hard to see. They could be even kind of invisible or overlapping. So what it's going to do is just kind of merge all that together. So this only really works if it's a more complicated model, like on this eye right here. When I do that, it probably won't delete anything. So it's more optional, but it's kind of like a good best practice. So now this is going to be the most important step is while you have everything still selected with A, just go ahead and hit X as if you're going to delete. And then you're going to want to click this button right here that says limited dissolve. Now this right here, as soon as you do that, you're going to notice it's going to actually work correctly. Now, one thing you might notice, if you keep an eye right here, the W wasn't this sharp. So if I hit Control Z and go back, see how it's nice and smooth? When you do limited dissolve, they do give you the option to kind of make it where it's smoother, because by default, it might be a little extreme. So like I said, hit X, limited dissolve, and then open up this box right down here. And I believe the default is at 5%, which is kind of a lot. And so let me show you the extremes. This is how I like to learn things. So if I hit 0, this is when nothing's going to change. So it's going to look just like it did. But the minute you start to really scale this thing up, you start to notice that your object is going to get all wonky. So from my experience when I'm doing this, usually like anything like 0.5 to 2% is kind of like ideal. So if you go ahead and you just start to slowly bump this up, what you're going to notice is a lot of these vertices are going to start to disappear. So it's going to give it where it has less faces, and that's kind of what you want. So depending on your use case, you might be able to take this even further. So like I said, once you go to 5%, it's a bit much. So I usually just kind of default to 2. It's like I said, it's not going to be for every use case, but in this, that looks pretty good. Actually, let me go to like 1.5 and see if that makes a difference. Yeah, see right here, 1.5 gave me that extra face right here. So anytime you do this, you're just going to want to play around with that. This is going to be more of a case on the more complicated shapes like this. Like I said, this rectangle one over here isn't going to be that much of an issue. So that's it. So once you do that, this one is done. So now you can go ahead and get back into object mode and then just go down the line and do the same thing. So let's select this one. So I'm going to go into edit mode, hit A, and then I'm going to do that merge by distance. And if you notice, it's going to remove 0 vertices. So that one didn't really need it, but now we can go ahead and hit X again, do the limited dissolve. And then you can even do like 0.1, that should delete everything. So yeah, you could just keep it like that. And then let's go up into the circle. You have to always go back out to object mode. That's something that if you're doing this, you might want to get in the habit of tabbing. I like the tab button to go back in between. So same thing, let's just go ahead and do this one real quick. So I'm going to select this, tab, A, merge by distance, and that one deleted nothing, so we should be good. I like to kind of zoom in here a little bit closer and then hit X, limited dissolve, and 0.1 looks good. Like I said, if you go really extreme, it's no longer going to look like a circle. So let's just keep it at maybe 0.2 should be solid. Nice even number. Okay, so that one's good. Let's go over to the C real quick and A. Let's see if this one does any. Yeah, remove 12 vertices on that one. So that's good to do that. You always got to get in the habit of doing that. Then hit X, limited dissolve. Let me zoom into here, and I like to kind of just scrub my mouse on this angle just to see if it changes shape too much. Let's go into, let's just do like 0.5. That should be good. So yeah, depending on if it needs to be 100% accurate, you might want to go like 0.001. That might be good, but okay. Now let's go into the K. Something like that. Let's see if there's any merge vertices. No. X, limited dissolve. Let's do yeah, let's just keep it at 0.5. Now we have the Y. Let's go to edit mode real quick. M, merge by distance, 0, X. And that one looks good. That's nice and clean. There's nothing too complicated about that one. All right, so depending on your use case, you might want to have a situation where I want all of this to be one mesh. So that's really easy to do. I can just select everything in the scene right here with A, and then just go up to Object, and then just hit this button right here, or you can do the Option J on a Mac. So now you can see over here that it is already converted into one big mesh. So this is perfect. So now what I'm gonna wanna do is, I always like to work and have everything kind of centered. So let's go ahead and center everything right now, because if you look, if I rotate this object, it's going to rotate way down there. So let's go ahead and move the origin point and then have everything kind of centered into the scene. So while that's selected, just go up to Object, and I like to set origin to this one right here, origin to center of mass. So that puts that little yellow circle, which is your origin point for that mesh, put it right in the middle. So now when I rotate, it will rotate around the C. So that's probably what you're going to want in most cases, is always have it in the center. And then another thing I like to do is put it in the middle of the scene. So I like to hit N, go up to item and location. I just like to change the X and the Y to 0. So everything is now officially centered to the scene. All right, perfect. So this is how I like to do all my logos when I have SVG. I always clean it up. I never leave all those faces on there because you're going to run into a lot of different issues. So now from here, it's going to be real easy to just go ahead and extrude everything. So let's just go into edit mode, into faces. I'm just going to hit A, select everything. I'm going to turn the camera so you can see. And then you're just going to go ahead and hit E. And now I can just extrude everything up. So now when I do that, it should be a nice clean extrude. And you can see that everything is nice and sharp. If I go into top mode right here, everything is looking good. So from here, you can always go ahead and add any sort of bevels or anything like that if you want with a modifier. But yeah, this is good to go. This is how I like to take all of my SVG images and then make sure they're nice and clean. And then if in the future you do need this to have a lot more geometry, you can now go ahead and add more geometry with a modifier. So let me get out of that mode right here, go back into object mode. And then if you click this little wrench, go to modifiers, hit add modifier, and just type in remesh. So now I can go and remesh everything. So I did notice if you go into the sharp, you do have to click this button, remove disconnected. So I believe that's because I joined everything. So now I like to go to the wireframe mode and then just go ahead and start to increase this first number right here, the depth, and you can change the scale. So depending on how big you need your n-gons, I believe is what they're calling, your geometry right here, you can go ahead and change that. You're going to want to make sure you keep an eye on things like your circle right here, or like any cutouts. You want to make sure that that's still there. Because if you don't have enough geometry, if you look right here, watch if I scale this down, it's going to start to really mess around and not have any cutouts. So that's why this is a good use case, because a lot of stuff you're going to have is going to have holes in it and everything like that. So now in the future, if you need this to be, more geometry, you now can easily just do that with the modifier and you should be good to go. And that's it for this Blender tutorial on how I like to bring in SVG images and clean them up. Hopefully you found this tutorial helpful. Make sure you give it a like and subscribe to this YouTube channel for more tutorials like this.